The next unit that we're going to study is Wars and Revolutions. Specifically, we're going to focus in on this first part of World War I. World War I is a little lengthy, so we're going to divide it into two. So here are the first four essential statements that we're going to talk about. First one, dealing with the causes of European alliances, ethnic tension, so how we see different ethnic groups in the Balkans that are going to spark a political assassination, the conflict between the countries of Austria-Hungary and Serbia, and how that will create two sides to the war, and finally, the technology and strategy that we are going to see in World War I that is going to be different than any war beforehand. So to begin with, we need to talk about the causes of European alliances. If you remember in our last unit, we were talking about imperialism and how we saw numerous European countries go to Africa or Asia or other countries around the world and take them over, establish them either as a colony, a protectorate, or some other form of rule to benefit the European country. And all while what they were doing is they were competing against other European countries to kind of one-up each other. If I get here and claim more land, well, then I'm better than you. And so what we see is the map shown here of imperialism in the modern world around the 1900s. So you can see Africa is just divided amongst all these countries down here below. Even we see in some of our Asian countries and islands down below, even Australia was a country controlled by Great Britain. So what's that going to cause? Okay, what that's going to do is it's going to create rivalries that will divide Europe. You're going to have two sides, side A and side B. These countries in side A are mutual allies because they both, or all three of them, don't like the sides of side B. And so they start to sign treaties to defend one another. If you take a look at the map here, you can see we have in our maroon color here, Germany, Austria-Hungary, and Italy. They will form our triple alliance that we'll see throughout the war. The blue of the United Kingdom or Great Britain, France, and kind of our new little guy here is Russia. They're going to create their own alliance called the Triple Entente, and they have a mutual enemy or enemies of Germany, Austria-Hungary, and Italy. Okay. Now Serbia down here below in green is going to be a small country that's going to have a big impact on starting World War I. Our next question that we're going to talk about, our statement, is how ethnic tensions in the Balkans sparked a political assassination. Okay? Now remember, ethnic is we're dealing with different ethnic groups, people of different origins, whether they have different religion or different beliefs. And the Balkans are an area, and you can kind of see a little bit on my map here, where we have Bosnia, we have Serbia, who is the SER over there in the corner. We have Croatia, Montenegro, and Herzegovina. All these countries make up the Balkans. They all have some similar qualities about them, but it's going to cause a political assassination. So let's talk through it. Okay, we have Archduke Francis Ferdinand of Austria-Hungary, and that's his wife with him here, that decided to visit the capital of Bosnia called Sarajevo. Now, Austria-Hungary controlled Bosnia, and obviously that's where Sarajevo is. Which means these two people were the next in line to control Austria-Hungary. Okay, so if the current leader would die, these two would take over. Now, unfortunately, Bosnia did not, or Serbians in Bosnia did not like Austria-Hungary, nor did they like the Archduke and his wife. So is that going to cause a problem? Okay, remember, these two are visiting the capital city. So the problem that we see here is we have Gavril Princip, who is a member of the Black Hand terrorist group, and some of his little buddies are going to plot an assassination to kill the Archduke and his wife. And initially, their plan backfires, but in the end, they will shoot and kill the Archduke and his wife. Now, that is going to cause a major explosion. It's going to erupt the world into World War I. Austria-Hungary gives Serbia a choice to avoid war. Serbia doesn't agree to all terms, so here's what we have happen. Okay, now I divided this up into two sides. So the Central Powers are also known as the Triple Alliance. The Allied Powers are the Triple Entente. Now, the reason why I put both names is as the war starts to take place, they will be referred to as the Central Powers and the Allied Powers. Okay, because triple means three. We're going to see different countries come into play to support both sides of the war than the original people who made up our Triple Alliance and our Triple Entente. Okay, if we go back a little bit here, if you remember on our map here, those are our original countries. So Germany, Austria-Hungary, and Italy originally formed the Triple Alliance. United Kingdom, France, and Russia originally formed our Triple Entente. Okay, so back here, Austria-Hungary is going to declare war on Serbia. Now, if you remember also on that map, Serbia was in green, which means it was an ally of Russia. So Russia is going to come in to help them out, which automatically involves Germany, because Germany and Austria-Hungary had an alliance to fight Russia. So Germany joins the war and will declare war on Russia. Well, remember, this is all alliances. So when one country declares war on another, that involves multiple. France, because of an alliance, will join. Okay, remember, this is our Triple Entente. Here comes France to help Russia out. We'll also see Great Britain, also known as the United Kingdom, join because Germany will violate Belgium's neutrality. They'll invade through Belgium, which is an act of war. So Great Britain will join and also declare war on Germany and Austria-Hungary. All the while, here we have Italy. Italy is our third country of our Triple Alliance. So Austria-Hungary, Germany, and Italy all form the Triple Alliance. Now, they had an alliance, but will secretly leave and join the Allied powers. So this is why we don't longer call it the Triple Entente. We call it the Allied powers because now we've added Italy. So our main players here are Russia, France, Great Britain, and even Italy. Now the Ottoman Empire is going to join on the Central Powers side because of an alliance with Germany. Okay? So there's your two sides to war. Now, it's not just those countries. Other countries that we're going to see, well, unfortunately for the Central Powers, is none. Okay? Other major players that we're going to see form and support the Allied powers are all those babies. The U.S., Japan, Italy, Portugal, Brazil, Greece, Romania, China. Is there a problem that we see? Hopefully it's obvious that right off from the bat, the Central Powers are outnumbered. Okay? So what I want you to look at, take a look at those right there. Now, another problem that we're going to see is look at where those countries are located. Germany, Austria, Hungary. The Ottoman Empire is down below where it says Turkey. Okay, those countries are right in the middle, and all around them are going to be allied. So right now what we see is our Central Powers are going to be completely surrounded for the time being on both sides, dealing with Great Britain and France on the Western Front and Russia on the Eastern Front. Okay? So that's our major problem. Okay? Our last statement that we're going to address is the technology and strategy that we see in the war. Okay? This is going to be one of the first wars where you don't have to see your enemy face to face anymore. No longer is it we stand in a line in front of each other and shoot, and then we go to the back to reload our weapon. It's all more strategic. Some of the major weapons that we're going to see are the rapid-fire machine gun, artillery that had range of at least 10 miles, chemical warfare. So this is the first war we're going to see poison gas being used against the enemy. Armored tanks, aircraft like planes, the Zeppelin, which is this right here, was used. Now it's not very effective in the fact that it's not very fast, or if you shoot it, it's going to fall down right away, but it was very quiet. Submarines. And finally, the strategy we're going to see is trenches. World War I was known as trench warfare just for the fact that there were huge, long lines of underground bunkers all throughout Europe that the soldiers literally lived in for months and years on end. Okay, that is the first 4 essential statements that we cover in World War I.